video, I'm going to show you how you can use the Styles feature on the ribbon to help make your document both look nice and make it accessible. In all likelihood, when you were taught to use Microsoft Word or another Word authoring tool, you were taught that you used bold, italics, underline, that you changed your font using this font control area, as well as the size, the color, so on and so forth. And this is true. This is how you would change it if we were only worried about the visual perception of your document. But to make a document readable to all individuals, including those who are visually impaired, it's important that you use the style feature. Now, several style features are built into Microsoft Word, but you don't have to use the ones that are automatically defaulting. You can go to your Design tab on the ribbon and choose from any of the pre-made ones or set your own. So I'm going to choose one that will be very easy for you to see from a video. So I'm going to choose this shaded option. And when I go back the screen to the home, we're going to look at this document really quickly. I've started a document, very simplistic, just to give you an idea, called The Three Little Pigs. So the Three Little Pigs, then we start with our introduction. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs, so on and so forth. Then we move on to the pigs' houses. There was one made of straw. There's one made of sticks and bricks, and a little each about those. Then we've got the big bad wolf. So I guess we're introducing the wolf character here and what he says. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow this house down. And then what he did with the straw house, the stick house, and the brick house. And that's as far as I got on this document, just so you can have an idea. So the first thing about the style guide is to start with your title. There really should be, if this is for public consumption, anyone but you, there should only be one title on there. So you can see if you go to your Styles tab here, you can move around and there's a lot of options. I want a title. So I'm going to choose title. And then I've got heading 1 and heading 2. So heading 1 is for everything that is at level 1. If you were thinking about this as, as a document, if we were outlining a document, it would be the Roman 1, Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, and Roman numeral 3 would be heading 1. They're all different headings, but they're at the same level. This is not about coming in order. This is about the level at which they are. So the next thing I want to look at is the main headings. This would be essentially your chapters. So my chapters would start with introduction. That would be chapter 1. The pigs' houses would be chapter 2. And then the big bad wolf would be chapter 3. So we've got three chapters established: an introductory chapter, the pigs' houses chapter, and the big bad wolf chapter. So how do we use heading 2? Well, heading 2 are those components, each area within that chapter. So underneath the pigs' houses, straw, because we introduce about the straw, would be heading 2. And then we've got sticks and then bricks. And this is kind of like, again, in a Roman numeral outline. You've got your Roman numerals for Roman numeral 1 for introduction, Roman numeral 2 for pigs' houses. Straw would be your A, sticks would be your B, and bricks would be your C. So imagine we're doing an outline. Again, I'll go here and look at what we've got for our heading. So I've got a straw house is heading 2, the stick house is heading 2, and the brick house is heading 2. Now, when I opened up heading 2, I suddenly got a heading 3 here at the top. If I were to choose something for heading 3, then that would open up heading 4. It's only going to give you as many as you absolutely need, okay? Other things that you can see when you are looking at your styles guide is things like intense emphasis, subtle emphasis, subtitles, titles. All of this helps the reader who has a visual impairment to understand what's happening. So a book title actually comes out looking like a book title. Strong, anytime you need to bold something. For instance, let's say I want to bold, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow this house down. I can, instead of using the bold feature over here, I would use the strong feature, and that would let the individual with the visual impairment know that that is really important, because they wouldn't be able to visually see that with their eyes, so they would hear it from their reader. All of these are ways to do this. Now, one of the things that I want to make clear to you is that you don't have to use the exact font or colors that are established in your document. So let's say I don't like the title. Well, there's only one title and I can always go back and change it here. But if I want to change it, let's say I want it modified, I would right click on that and choose modify, and I can change this so that my color is different. Let's say I like a very dark red. I don't like font 26, I prefer font 20, and I don't like Calibri headings, I prefer Century Gothic. So I can change that, and it'll change. If I had more than one title, it would change everywhere. Perhaps a better place to show that would be in the natural font. So this is just font that is unformatted. It is what Styles would call our normal font. You can see that that's established here. So let's say that I don't like the normal font that has been chosen and I want to change it. Again, I would right click, choose modify, and let's say that I want that to be Arial size 11 everywhere in my document. When I click on that, it's going to hit OK, and guess what? It changed that font everywhere in my document. So that document no longer has whatever that was. I think it was Calibri in it for the normal font. One last thing that's pretty interesting that I actually quite like about Styles is when it's done really well, you can just pop these right up and check to see that everything goes down. So it's a great way in a document to bounce around and see just the information you want to see. I can pop these up. So all of this, and it's very simplistic what I'm showing you, but it's a really nice feature when you have a 20, 30 page document, which I'm often dealing with. So that is how to use the Styles feature. Again, to change that design, if you don't like it, you can go up here to design, and I can just change, I'm just going to pick one, choose that one. The three little pigs, it automatically redid the font for everything, but you can see that all of that information is now there. And this is perfectly accessible in this document. I don't have it on the screen, but if it did, you would see it says accessibility good to go, because it's not only visually appealing, it's also appealing and accessible by the individuals who are not visual readers.